All right, we're doing the Homeric rhapsodic thing again. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm working on a video game based on the Iliad, and in order to kind of like more freely and spontaneously write stuff for the game, dialogue content and narration content and stuff, I'm attempting to uphold the ancient tradition of Homeric Rhapsody. So telling stories from the, Trojan War from memory, hence the blindfold, and focusing on nothing but the telling of the story. So I don't take any notes or do anything like that I'm referencing. At least I've read the Iliad many times, so it's just a matter of, and I've also read a lot of other supplementary content about Greek mythology and about the Iliad and stuff. So it's just a matter of pulling stuff from there or creating stuff from my own head and seeing what I come up with. So let's give it a shot. Strife, goddess, strife among the Achaeans and Danaans assembled at that host, when Achilles, Calchas, and Agamemnon three had come to a head. Calchas it was who claimed that Apollo, lord of light, was angry with the Achaeans. Achilles had spoken up to Agamemnon and only received rage in return. Agamemnon, lord of the Danaans, spake. How dare you, Achilles? How dare you claim that it is such an easy thing to leave the army of the Argives, to go back with your Myrmidons and leave the shores of Troy, abandoning our cause for which we have fought 9 years? Is this nothing to you? Are the sufferings of the men nothing to you? You claim to be the strongest of us, and yet I can surely believe it. However, if you be that strong, it is but a God's gift that giveth it to you. I do not see you as a wise counselor. I do not see you as someone who can speak to me in such a way. So be it. If you choose to think this way, you may leave, but I will take your prize. It will be you, Achilles. Your Briseis, who was claimed in that very same raid, will go to my men and my heralds, and I will take her for my own. It is settled then. The son of Peleus could not believe what he was hearing. He was boiling on the inside. His hand was reaching for the sword at his hip. The bright bronze blade was shimmering out to him in his mind. And all of a sudden, just as it was about to come to violence and blood and death, all stopped. All were silent. All but Achilles. And behind him, soft as a whisper, something fluttered. The great goddess Athena, Tritogenia, had come down from Olympus and grasped him by his straw-colored hair. She spake to him. Achilles, why must you bring this to violence? Attack not the great King Agamemnon. I come at the bidding of Hera. She and I it is who both we care for the two of you. We do not want to see you come to blows within the Argive camp. There are enemies enough for the two of you outside the walls and the ramparts and the tents. They're waiting behind the god-built walls of Troy. Attack Agamemnon with words. See that he be shamed in front of the men, but do not attack him with your bright blue sword, or you will face the wrath of 2 goddesses combined. Is this understood? Achilles could not speak for a moment. He looked around. He could not understand what was happening. But he spake, "Goddess, if that be the reason you have come down here, not to see me disembowel this pig, but instead to stop me from doing so, then so must it be. I will speak unto him. I will tell him what I think. But I will be leaving the Achaean camp, and they will rue the day that Agamemnon spoke to me so dishonorably." In a flash, the goddess Athena had left. The world had come back to itself. All the men were shambling and looking about themselves and hoping against hope that something would occur to stop Achilles from what it seemed he was about to do. Many of them stood between him and the great king, looking to screen from the king's eyes so he would not see what Achilles had attempted, if so hoping he had come back to his senses before drawing that blade. And yea, Achilles did turn milder. He did move his hand away from his hip, and he took a breath. "O great king, if great be the correct word to use, great in that you have grown fat on feeding on your own men's prizes and gold and winnings without ever lifting so much as a finger. You sack of wine with a deer's heart and an antelope's eyes and a pig's brain and a pig's appetite. I care not for you. I care not for these Argives. I care for those who fight alongside me in battle, and I care for my own men. I have grown close to many of these Danaans. Many are valiant warriors, and many have earned my respect. And yet, you have forced my hand. I will be leaving as soon as the dawn breaks on the next day, and all of the men here will be consigned to oblivion. The great horseman Hades will take all of you. Not one will survive, and with your last breaths, you will be clawing at the dust and wishing for Achilles' great sword and spear to fight alongside you. I will not pick up my weapons for the likes of you, or your army, or your cause. I am done here." Thus Achilles spake, turned his back, and strode off. Patroclus had run past and followed after his lord, and all the Myrmidons rejoiced at seeing their lord return to the camp, not understanding what had occurred at this council of heroes. But all those assembled, including the great lord Agamemnon, stood agape, not knowing what to say, what to think, having no words for what had transpired. And only now, perhaps, did Agamemnon truly realize what he had done to his men and to his glorious cause. All right, that one was actually pretty good. I keep twisting around. I can't tell which direction I'm facing. That was actually not so bad. I thought it flowed pretty well. There was some nice character moments in there. Most of it's following pretty close to what the Iliad does. But there's a few little flourishes in there that I thought did a pretty good job. I want to clarify too that just because I'm moving forward in the story and not, reiterating the same moment again and again, day after day, that doesn't mean that the previous part of the story is like finished. It just means I'm jumping to another section. I might not even do them all in sequential order. going forward, but we'll see. I think that this was probably, out of all the days, 7 or 8 days or however many days it's been so far, I think this was the closest to what I'm shooting for. Not to say that I'm close at all to what it should be, but I think this one was the best, that felt the best to me. So good, I'm happy about that. Again, anybody who wants to see the game that I'm working on, I've been working on it for, I want to say, 1.5 or 2 years at this point. Every single day I work on it, and it's a turn-based RPG set during the Trojan War. I'm working on kind of a small version of it at the moment because I kind of creeped the scope a little too high when I was originally doing it. So I'm hoping to put out a version on itch.io soon. I'm planning for it to be called Red Clay, although I'm not entirely sure what the name's going to be. So I guess just keep an eye on my channel to see the project. And yeah, I guess we'll come back to this tomorrow and do another story.